We will be discussing the policy processes in today's slideshow. Our agenda and topics to be covered. We will define and summarize the garbage can and the iron triangle policy models. We will outline the policy process for each, explaining how crime issues are passed into laws, and we will further explain how the garbage can policy process model affected 9/11 in its response to terrorist attacks. The garbage can policy model. The description of the garbage can policy model by Marion states that policies are created to solve issues in free-flowing and open manner. Due to the mixture of different outputs and philosophies, the policies can seem unclear or disorganized due to the members of the organization have such complex different opinions. The garbage can the policy can be somewhat messy and can also produce a messy solution. The policy process. As you can see by the picture on the slideshow, you have problems in the trash can, you have decisions from participants in the trash cans, you have choice opportunities in the trash cans, and you have the solution in the trash can. Now, this policy process, as you see, everything pretty much goes into one, and there's no real set structure of how things are even being processed. Everything is pretty much in a jambalaya, and you're combining all these ideas and all these opinions and all these different in my opinion, the garbage can process has a chance for greatness due to its ability to generate multiple ideas. Like I said in the last slide, you look at that trash can and anything can come out of it. You can have some great ideas, you can have some not good ideas. It all depends on what is created within the trash can, and you really don't know. I would liken it to, since it's Halloween time, if you was to put an assortment of candies in a bucket and then you would just grab one candy out of it. Now, it might be a good candy like a Snickers or a Twix, or you could get a bad candy like a mint bar or something or whatnot. But Macaroon in 1999 alluded to how the process can appear uncertain and how problems can appear to have more consideration than others. When you're starting this garbage can policy, you really don't know how the thought process to the solution is. You kind of just is coming up with things as you go. It's very open and very random. Garbage can policies into lawmaking. So there is a scenario. There is an increased theft from teens in Sunnyvale. So those in power come together, and while they have different ideas and beliefs, they debate and compromise and create laws that restrict underage curfew from being out at 10 p.m. Now, this garbage can policy could help the person in power who says, like, they have a security contract. So within that security contract, they're going to be able to have more officers out because of the 10 o'clock curfew. They might even get a higher or a better contract because they'll be the one policing and enforcing the curfew. Now, conversely, there might be somebody within that garbage can method that say the movie theater or say that owns the skating rink in Sunnyvale, and they are not going to benefit from this policy because they are counting on these teenagers to come to their establishment and congregate and eat stuff and drink things and spend money. So you have it where it's very open and it's very random who it can affect and who it can help and who it not can help. The reformist reviews. While the garbage can model for lawmaking can appear to be disorganized and oftentimes inconsistent, it does, however, allow opportunity for new ideas to come forth, which is always an opportunity for innovation. One of the things that's great about the garbage can model is there might be an idea where conservatives would have never thought of it, and those that are non-conservatives never thought of it, but just putting all these things together, they might come up with a great idea, and something that could be very, very helpful, because every idea has an opportunity to be innovative, especially when you have such a wide and diverse policy and method of creating laws. The iron triangle. As you can see by the picture, you have three core components: interest groups, legislators, bureaucracy. Sometimes legislators can also be called Congress. But you see, the fact of it is, it's very structured. Three of the groups are benefited by the laws passed, and they're all benefited in a somewhat balanced and offset way. And that's how you get the terminology for the iron triangle. A three-way alliance. With the iron triangle, the key components is that all laws passed are beneficial to the three main parties. Like I've already stated, conversely, the garbage can method can be considered a free-for-all. Anybody, it can benefit a couple parties, it can benefit no parties, it can benefit one party. It really doesn't benefit all parties equally. Like there's no equation to how the garbage can model can benefit anyone or any, because you have so many different factors and so many different inputs that it's really just whoever. Heavy influence. With the iron triangle, there is the ability for one core corner to influence the other. Jordan G. detailed this in 1990. He stated how interest groups can influence Congress because they support Congress who are backing their programs. Yet, Congress serves on a committee and makes the decisions about the policies and the laws, and lastly, the bureaucracy sets the regulations. However, the bureaucracy is very dependent on Congress, who are funded by the support group, and that's just a long way of saying everybody has a counterbalance to the other person. Like the interest group can influence Congress, that can influence the bureaucracy can influence the interest group, and then the interest group influence Congress. Congress can influence the interest group, and then the interest group could be in line with Congress and therefore influence the bureaucracy. It's really just, it's an ever-flowing method of influence. How the triangle law is made. Say there's an interest group that's anti-weapons, and they're funding different members of Congress. Those members of Congress are going to push for harder and stricter gun laws. Now, Congress feels the pressure and they put it down to the bureaucracy. Now, bureaucracy is going to set those regulations so they favor Congress and the interest group stand. So, a perfect example of this right now is Las Vegas. Because of the shootings, because of everything that happened, you could really see those gun laws become more strict, and you could see those penalties for possession of weapon or carrying a firearm become more harsh. What happened post 9/11? Now, we all remember what happened on 9/11. I was actually in middle school when it happened. A lot of people can't even recall where they were at when they got the news of the incident. But what we're going to highlight is the aftermath, and there was so many new laws and policies created. Presently surprised to find out that there was 130 pieces of 9/11 legislation introduced, and there were 48 bills approved and signed. Now, we all know about the U.S. Patriot Act. We all know about phone tapping, monitoring, how searches change. But the fact of the matter is that there are 48 laws and bills passed is simply amazing. While the sheer quantity of bills passed is highly impressive, you can clearly see how garbage can model was used in order to create and pass these bills. A lot of these bills have no congruency. They seem very disorganized and highly chaotic. Marion in 2012 recalls the rapid hearing proposals. Laws were passed and made to cover very large, diverse security issues. A lot of times when a bill is passed, it's very focused on what it's trying to eliminate. But because of what happened in 9/11, it was more wide range. So instead of taking the time and honing it in and concentrating and focusing on what they wanted to prevent, they were creating bills and laws to try to prevent everything in one bill, which is not very ideal. Conclusion, both models are quite different in their makeups. I do believe both to be needed and effective. In reference to 9/11, the nation was in a state of crisis, so policies and procedures were passed in a rushed and hasty method in order to ensure the protection of the nation. And these are my sources. Thank you and have a great day.